okay? So you want to be very careful of the quality of the content that you're sharing. You want to showcase yourself as an expert, all right? You want to share information relevant to the interests of your audience, and it should be easily shareable. Okay, so you guys are all familiar with share bars that are attached to campaigns, that sort of thing. You know, a lot of times, I said this in my earlier workshop, I get emails or whatever, great events, whatever, and I want to share it, but there's no share bar at the top of the email. I'm not going to take the extra time out of my day to copy and paste for you. Make it easy for me, okay? So always make sure that your content is easily shareable. These are the kinds of content that get the most traction on social media. Pictures, we all like looking at pictures. Videos. YouTube has become the second largest search engine. Just think about it. When you Google, I mean, Google owns YouTube, so I guess it makes sense. But when you Google any topic, a list of videos come up on that topic. And I think we're all getting a little lazier. We don't want to read. So we're more likely to watch the video than we are to even read the article. Okay? So share as much videos. They can be your own videos or relevant videos, other people's videos. It doesn't matter. Okay? Infographics. You guys know what infographics are, right? All right. Who doesn't know? Okay. And if you don't know things, please stop me and I'll tell you. Like, that's the purpose of you being here. There's no stupid question. So an infographic, the easiest way, the best way I can explain what an infographic is, you know when you buy a piece of furniture and it comes in parts? And they have the picture and it says, 1, put here, and 2, okay. So that's that was the early infographic. So new age infographics depict the benefit of a product and service in a picture. That's all that it does. Just when you go home, Google infographic and you'll see infographics on just about everything, right? So I'm actually developing an infographic for my business. So hire me and I increase your Facebook, you know, and now you have 1,000 Facebook fans, right? But it's explained in a picture format. Because again, we don't want to read, but we want to look at pictures and look at videos, okay? So those are highly shareable. Word of caution, avoid overselling and touting your own horn. Let your network do it on your behalf. The minute you start to overly promote yourself, people tune out, they don't care, they don't want to hear about it. Again, of course you're going to say you're the best thing since sliced bread, you're supposed to, right? But it's more powerful for your clients and customers to say it for you. People will believe them more than they will believe you, okay? All right, so actually, there are hundreds of social media networks, and that grid on the left-hand side is actually how many they are. We don't even know, I don't even know half of them, right? We pretty much just tend to focus on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Also Google Plus and Instagram is moving up as well. If you have a visual product, Pinterest and Instagram, very effective for you. Google Plus, I don't think we have really figured out how to use it as effectively as we should. However, I think that we shouldn't really ignore it just because Google is taking over. And at some point when people do figure out how to use Google Plus, it probably would be a benefit for people to have had it for a while so that we know how to use it. But it really has not picked up in popularity the way the other networks have. Pinterest came after Google Plus and flew by them by far in terms of usership and popularity. But we never know. All right. So Facebook, you didn't get to see the video, but I told you anyway. How many users does Facebook have? 1 billion. Insane, okay? Here are some tips for effective usage. Create a business profile. How many of you have a Facebook business page? How many of you are promoting your Facebook business on a personal profile? You can tell the truth. I know there's somebody in here who's doing it. It's all right. Facebook didn't really do a good job of letting people know that that's against their rules. So I don't want you to be like the guy who called me who had 900 friends that were really fans and woke up one day and it was taken down by Facebook because he was violating their rules, except that he didn't even know that that was a rule, okay? It's against their rules to promote a business, cause, organization, whatever, on a personal profile. So what you need to do is go home and set up a business page. The benefits of using a business page, aside from it breaking Facebook rules, is that you have analytics behind it, so you can actually see what's going on. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got a little bit confused. So I have a Facebook business page, but a lot of times what I do to increase like my likes for the business page or increase like the like for the content is I'll personally like it myself and share.
That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine. That's fine. That you're good. You're good. You're good. That you're allowed to do that. I mean, they can tell the difference. But if I have a business page and I have my personal profile that's private. Now, the difference is if I only had my personal profile and I'm promoting my workshops and I'm promoting my business articles, they can tell. They know the difference. What you're doing is absolutely fine because I do the same thing. Check me out. I'm going to be at the expo on my personal page, right? Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Create a business profile. Populate with relevant content, again, relevant for your industry. If you're not really sure what your target audience is interested in hearing about from somebody like you, do some competitive spying, right? Open season on that part. Go ahead.
A question about business profile.
Mm-hmm. That and,
An app.
okay. Mm-hmm. And an app. So an app is just pretty much an additional functionality that you add to your page. So you have to have a business profile to begin with before you can add an app. So an app usually adds, like for an example, in the constant contact presentation that I do on social media, they give an example of this, what are they? They grow like fruits and stuff. What do you call that kind of business? Farmer's market. Yeah, senior moment there. All right, farmer's market, and they actually developed an app where you can actually purchase their products from Facebook, okay? So instead of looking at the Facebook page saying, oh, they have wonderful spinach or whatever, and having to log out and go to their website, they actually have a tab that says shop with us or whatever on Facebook, and when you click on it, you can actually buy directly from their Facebook page. So that's an example of an app, okay? How are we doing? Everybody good? Yeah. All right. Again, types of content that are effective and shareable on Facebook: pictures, videos, blog postings. If you have a blog that you're actively updating, keyword actively updating, right? You can actually embed an RSS feed in your Facebook page so that when you update your blog posting, it feeds directly into Facebook. But you have to own that blog, okay? You can't feed somebody else's blog. And they ask you specific questions to see if it really is your blog. And if it isn't, then they won't allow you to do it, right? So it has to be your content, okay? List and showcase events, right? So if you want people to attend your events, create actually an event calendar on Facebook and invite people and share it. You guys are familiar with that, right? People do that a lot. Actively engage with your audience. So if people are liking things and making comments, you need that two-way conversation. Take the time to respond. If they ask you a question, definitely answer it. Because remember, you're overexposed. Social media is also the new customer service. Okay? So, how many of you are familiar with Vera Moore Cosmetics? Vera Moore Cosmetics. Okay, all right. So I recently started doing her social media. And somebody posted on the page, she says, I'm vegan. Never heard of you before, even though the company is 32 years old, right? Never heard from you before. I've been hearing good things. I'm vegan. And I would love to know if your products are vegan approved. I had no idea what that meant. I mean, I know they're not tested on animals, but that doesn't mean they're vegan approved. So it was like calling to, marketing to product to whatever, like we have to answer this woman's question because I'm sure she's looking for an answer, and she was. 2 hours later, I got a list of the products that are considered vegan approved and the products that aren't, which aren't many because even the lipstick have beeswax, so that's not considered. And 2 seconds later, I'm telling you guys, and I have a snapshot of this as I show sometimes. 2 seconds later, when I responded, she said, thank you. She was waiting for that response. Very, very, very important. Okay? All right, so since we're at the Brooklyn Marriott, I thought I'd show some screenshots of what a well-developed Facebook business profile looks like. Okay? So this is their beginning pages, 32,000 likes, pretty good, right? Let's scroll down a little more, lots of picture sharing. You notice that? And people are responding to things like that. Recommendations, they have a long list of, I know it's probably hard to read. This is their recommendations page, so people who stay here or come by here are actively recommending them on the page, which is excellent. Okay? Closer look at Twitter. Who here uses Twitter or prefers Twitter? A lot of people prefer Twitter because it's short and to the point. Okay? And that's another thing. As you're developing your social media strategy, you kind of have to give your audience all the possible options based on your industry. So again, you only need to be where your competitors are, your potential audience are, but make sure that you're giving them choices. Like, you can't decide, oh, I personally only like Twitter, so I'm only going to have a Twitter page, right? Because they will choose where they want to hear from you. So if within your industry you need to be on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, then do it. Decide your personal preference, because the audience themselves will decide whether they only want to follow you on Twitter, only follow you on Facebook, or only follow you on LinkedIn.